So that's Solo Harpoon, and that was a clip in The Heart of the Sea, the newest movie to hit theaters.
It inspired the novel Moby Dick, but will inspire anyone to go see it. Here to tell us is movie critic Will Loper. That's like a thumbtack for that.
It truly is. How could that possibly work? Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, it's hard to think, how can you go wrong with a giant whale out for revenge? But for Heart in the Sea, it entertains. It also turns out kind of boring, too. So the year is 1820. The whale oil industry is booming. A crew heads out to hunt down some whales, and in the process finds a huge white whale who decides it doesn't want to go without a fight. So the whale rams their ship, the Essex, and the men are lost at sea. And if trying to survive with barely any food or water isn't enough, the whale continues to stalk and pester the men. Now, there's all kinds of things going on in this movie, and it never really does great at any one of them. You've got the whaling industry itself, which I kind of found pretty interesting. But before we dive too deep into that, the angry whale comes along, capsizes their boat, so now you've got a whale, but you don't really see that much of it. And on top of it all, you've got a basic story of survival at sea that other movies have done better in recent years, and Broken is one of these movies. And maybe worst of all, the thing that'll snap you right out of the movie is the bad CGI. Now, the whale isn't too terrible, but there's some scenes of the boat in a storm that are pretty awful. This is one movie where if the story interests you, you might want to go read the book instead. And Adam, you read the book? You're familiar with it?
I've read a bunch of the book.
Yeah.
It's Nathan Philbrick. It's I mean, it was written I think about 15 years ago. I mean, it's a fascinating story.
Absolutely, yeah.
True story. I mean, just, you know, but there's a weird kind of the cannibal side of this as well, right? I mean,
Oh, that's right. You guys were talking about this last week.
I mean, in order to survive, that's what the men actually had to resort to.
Maybe that's why it didn't do so well at the box office.
That could be, yeah.
So what do you give it?
I gave this one 2.9 Moby Dick novels out of 5.
Oh, all right. Okay, so next up, The Big Short is a movie that finds comedy in the 2008 financial crisis.
Yes, which is a strange thing to think a comedy might be about. So this movie, it looks at the small group of people who saw the collapse coming and decided to bet against the housing market and profit from it. Now, the cast is stellar. You got Ryan Gosling, Steve Carell, Christian Bale, Brad Pitt, and a crackling script that'll have you laughing at first, but by the end, you'll have you infuriated at what you're seeing unfold and what the banks and bond rating agencies got away with. So among other things, of course, they bundled bad bonds together and slapped a double or AAA rating on it, gave risky loans to people who would not be able to pay it back. Now, for me, this is one of the best of the year. It's incredibly well acted, well written, and riveting all the way through. And just in case any of the jargon being thrown around is too much, the movie calls in celebrities at times to explain the concepts. It kind of breaks the fourth wall. I mean, I thought it was hilarious, but at the end, of course, I just wanted to throw something at the screen as you learn what these banks did.
That's what I was, when I heard that this was coming, I'm like, there's nothing funny about that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it gets really deep at the end, and it becomes a drama, so.
Okay, so what did you give this?
Gave us one 4.8. Anthony Bourdain's out of 5. He's one of the celebrities they call in to explain a concept. See, so it's kind of funny, you know, but it's deep.
Does he eat anything in the process or no?
He's cooking. He's cooking. He explains through cooking, yes.
All right, so what's up for next week?
Next week, I don't think there's that much, except I think Star Trek, is it? No, okay, Star Wars, The Force Awakens.
You're going Thursday?
Friday after work, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're making him work on Friday, and then he has to, so he couldn't do the midnight showing on Thursday because he has to do the morning show.
Yeah.
This is the diligence and the perseverance.
I was certainly tempted to go at midnight and then come straight here, but.
Even my 7-year-old's going to go see it on Thursday.
Oh 8
o'clock showing, though.
Oh, yes.
You should bring him in. You should bring him in for the 6 a.m. review and see how he does.
He should. He should. We'll get a stool.
Yeah. We'll see about that one. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.